Okay. So as we got all that out the way, and I just wanted, as I said, now that's like on Draft Journey Part 4, and Ghost Recon is the clearing up of that atmosphere. People thought I meant directly something, but also the sweepstakes, obviously, by the momentum to get on the team. We can get the whole situation of baby geniuses are real. So, that being said, as it's obvious, what I want to do is I want to make Al Davis and Mark Davis is an momentum easier, because I was, obviously I'm from Atlanta, so I made drafting in Atlanta easy with whoever, and since it echoed even in Winsabit, we know it's not a lie, because obviously that's politics. It echoed loud and stuff. And then I helped other teams, because the maybe going to a combine, so it wasn't just me helping Georgia clear up the sweepstakes to be drafted in my hometown, which won't happen, obviously. And the Super Bowl in Atlanta told me loud and clear. It was echoing the fields I play on, and I was just like, wait. Are y'all trying to get on me? Are y'all trying? Are y'all trying to? Because when you yell at, satellites watching. Obviously, it says keep going. You're getting somewhere. And if I wasn't, it would have told me, stop before you get in trouble. So, that's the biggest part of the difference between my undrafted journey. People will probably do something, have an attitude, and know that they don't always have that attitude when it comes to discipline. A disciplinary action needs to happen. So they'll hear it echo. Record yourself not always being like that. As I'm recording myself, because I don't have, like I've shown, I don't have that space. So that's them telling me to record, I guess. Okay, so that being said, the Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, and my normal don't be in people's face as a kid, because I see it helps, as I was speaking in the last video. It was like they were trying to, and what was bad is that it was doing like it was in Atlanta, so that was my joke. That was my, I said, oh Jesus, this is a goddamn Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people was traveling, but the most of y'all from Atlanta or came to Atlanta to me. This is bad. It's not in Atlanta, and it's in Atlanta. Momentum. So I could just, if that's not, I translated wrong, that momentum. So I got momentum jokes. So it's a lot of premeditated actions against me. Why? I take away a lot of dangerous moments for people. I take the attention off of people. So, I've helped every team. And when I helped, and, anytime they talk about speed, they talk about me. So that was always, the getaway from Ghost Recon is the definition of a raider. What my my momentum of going to a Raiders, every time they talk about speed, they talked about me. Like, I can't wait to get that guy on his 40. And I'm faster than Aaron Rodgers. Let's just put that in the buckle, okay? We know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more fluent than Aaron Rodgers. So, however that thing trickles. And then, another way from eye test is, how do you have conversations with people? So, most people can't have conversations with people, and they're mad at that. They're like, just have a conversation with me. But that's the word that they're saying, two great minds think alike come in hand. So when someone can't have a conversation with you, or they try to act like connecting on one thing makes y'all have the biggest conversation, it detours the whole situation. So now, as the atmosphere is, you don't know what this is in the air, I'll be giving another moment. So when you guys are watching this video and overheard what the momentum was, and then try to cover up to stop the home field advantage, right? It was always this. So it's let's do it like this. I was always good with girls because I like girls. I like chilling with girls. I like the way girls talk. Because I knew I'm happy I'm a male. All right, y'all. Like, I'm happy I'm athletic. I'm happy I can be an alpha male for females. I don't want nobody to protect me. And so I got my wish. But I was happy to be a male, to be respected for what they say a man can show his emotions. Instead of me always talking where, my mother would say parables. And I was like, Mommy, you're getting on me. Because in the end, you're not paying attention to people trying to politic my life. If I was always known as a speedster, but not just that, he's fast and he can do it all. So, as when it was in the news, this kid's coming out, and then I was in the atmosphere as who they shadowballing against. That's why it's funny. It's another story, but in the end, when I was a kid, when I was single digits and kids used to make the news, it used to echo, why isn't his mom trying to get him in the sports as a kid? He has that energy. What is he going to do with that energy? People are going to label him something else for having that energy. And so I showed my discipline, but it's okay. So I just wanted the minimum of what they say a male can express themselves for. And instead, they made me put me in a position where it's like I'm politic, and I do not politic. So if it's A to B, it's A to B. If it's 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = 2. If you stack on me, then I'm gonna tell you, well, this calculus still equals 1 + 1 = 2. So, that being said, back to the Super Bowl in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. Okay, like I said about who. It was so perfect for my stock, and that was another Louis Vuitton moment. So once again, because I guess you got. So what teams you think you go to? I think I can go to every team. So that's another momentum echoing in the air that said I chose a team. I did not choose a team. I just want to play. I just want to play. I don't have nothing special to bring me in. I'm just that great of a prospect. Yes, I do. And it's hilarious. I just want to play. But you want to play two positions if you'll let me, but I'm begging for it. You get what I'm saying? There's no hostility. There's no, I'm solid, rich. You got to give me more than Lamar Jackson or at least Jalen Hurts. Nothing like that. Oh, you're just undrafted anyway. How much is the most undrafted making? Give me less. I just want to play. Don't compare me to nobody. They get what they need. Me, I just want to play. I just want to play. And I'm getting attacked, you get what I'm saying? Like I said about, I'm glad to be a male, but I thought I at least have the minimum of how a male can express his emotions. And me going 1 + 1 = 2, you're not supposed to do that. I didn't do that I don't give a F. But the situation is my safety. So that's why the momentum blows. So now he thinks he deserves a red carpet to it. Well, does that what usually people safety in danger in a great place? Yeah. Do y'all? I just want to play. Please don't say I didn't put myself in that position. I'm about to, oh, please. So that's how bad the atmosphere is. So I have multiple jokes in Atlanta because the people that love me in Georgia, no, he just wants to play. He will say that was a joke. Sign him up today. It got serious. And what did it do? It brought out Mr. Cookout again. We haven't seen Mr. Cookout since Mike Vick. So people was like, what's your thing? Oh, yeah, we saw that momentum, but how you gonna make us admit it? All right, that was good. And like I said, it was just the Louis Vuitton that I was banking it with. You know what I'm saying? So the more required about it, the more it banks for me. And the more the national debt rise, the more it helps me for my procedure of trying to lower the national debt. Anytime you try to lower the national debt, you can get into stocks. If people didn't know that. So that being said, it was big. They was talking about something. You not gonna play on this field, ha ha. And then started talking about, yeah, you play. My sisters watched for me, but they said this is a big momentum, you know. So I watched some, but like I said, of having the two people that go to the wrong houses, it was very obvious that day. I tried to talk to my mother because I wanted to laugh. I was like, you's not going to make me not be the comedian that you sick me on other people. And then I had to tell them I'm not that immature. I don't do that. That's childish. And then they were like, thank you. But but your mom was like, let me see something. And then it might have still happened. So, you know, and that's the man in Atlanta, you know, my undrafted journey. So, obviously that happened to my mother on, when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, because that's crazy. You did not think I wanted to play football first. You thought I was soccer, and now you over here sitting down, knowing a little heads up of stuff, but don't want to hear nothing from me. And that's illegal. Because my mom's Jamaican. That's illegal. Okay? So it's okay that, you know, I'm that funny person. My mom said, get your lemonade. I'm going to stop them from being that. No, you're not. Well, fuck my son. I'm a comedian. The lemonade to say it was that dire. It was not. Don't hurt my feelings. What they say, I birthed you, I could take you out. And I want you to know, I keep in mind how many times you say that. It's okay. I must still love you just like any kid understands that and love their parents after that. But you ain't got to keep repeating it and mumbling it. So when it echoes, when that momentum go, how can I love my mother? Or y'all said that. Don't y'all tell y'all parents, leave me alone? But I can't because I just was always there. I'm not a mama's boy. I was mama. Because I love my great grandma. And I heard it was some goddamn. Okay? Just keep it real. Just, Jamaica. And I was like, okay. Well, my mom looked like she would just whoop me. And she said it before. I should have just whooped y'all. Would your great granny, would your granny think that was, get your lemonade, get your. So, that being said, as nothing's wrong with getting your butt whooped, okay? I wasn't one of those, though. I'm not gonna say I never got my butt whooped, but, I was a good kid. And then, but when my mom see that I listen to strangers and she wish she had that deploy, get your lemonade, deploy, she said stuff like that. And then, like I said, the Atlanta Super Bowl and have all these momentum strips that I never pushed myself or started overlaying on with the mafia. Because if there's a mob and people try to put me in the mob, like, no, I'm the mafia, okay? I'm mamas. You get what I'm saying? I could be mob B, you get what I'm saying? Mom B, you get what I'm saying? But I want to be able to watch the mobs back, and that's the mafia. So until I got older, but I always put it in that's where Louis Vuitton comes from, because we're not gonna play like we didn't gamble that away. I'm all about money. Get your lemonade, right? Y'all go to that stand and think you can output me or something. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of momentums during that game, and it was echoing all the places I've played at. So I brought out Mr. Cookout, and it was hilarious because it didn't say there was better quarterbacks. So when my mom's gonna play like she didn't see that, like British English is it's American English, Jamaican English is American English. And that's the whole, we always, whatever, y'all know what y'all say about cultures. I went and sat down and tried to have a conversation with my mother. Like, you don't see that? And then her glow of, well, you always been a great athlete. But she try to get that out of me. Giant, that's the Super Bowl. Get lemonade stand. So that's how I capiche that. Once again, I always chill with girls, so it's just proving my mom is not a girl that I can chill with. My great granny was. Sometimes my grandma, my mom's mom, my grandma on my dad's side was a girl I could chill with. My aunties, my youngins, That's my whole family. So I always loved girls, but I've never been loving girls and wanting to give a girl a rose for doing a great job. Give her flowers, and then Georgia started booming. A little kid, he probably an adult now, but he would have been respectful like that. And I'm going to take my chivalry badge. You feel me? Because that's we know what it is. So just not to take away from the momentum. That's that momentum. So I guess to a point like people are like, well, do you have a girlfriend? Do you have someone rooting for you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I care a lot about girls. I am a chivalry gentleman. I am a girls should not fight men. But I understand girls need to keep their hands to themselves. So I didn't feel bad when Kevin Hart was like, well, what you do? And whatever momentum he was talking about. So obviously I take the lead. So understanding girls won't talk up because other girls will be in their business makes me keep my mind open for the emotions of girls. And usually, you see, I don't have friends. So, I used to have friends because dudes would chill with me because I could get the girls. Not like, yeah, Sarah, she was, she's cool. Nah, they was like, did they go out? Oh, no, they don't go out. Hey, it's me. What's up, bro? I was like, oh, what's up? What's up? What you want? I was like that, but I guess it was still falling in that category, right? Because they'll look and be like, dang, man, yes, these girls. Oh. Hey, man, what you know about? And I'd be like, what I know about? Go ask her. And obviously, it will be a rhetorical go ask her. But, like I said, I don't have no friends because I guess that'll be their deploy. They eliminate stands and man say, go ask you. Or so I always chilled with girls. If people was wondering how I know my fan club is real, it's because it's just like to have friends that are males will have to be a stationary of friends that I had as girls, because I like to high five a girl. I like to make a girl know you can do whatever a dude can. I'm just the best. So I like to be competitive with a girl that thought she could beat me. I ain't not saying I over pursued and said anything I can do what you do, girl. No, I never done that. I always was like, what you want me to do to beat that dude? I was just like that. So that being said, we get to just the situation of communication of how when I'm on a team, I'm already bringing a quickly developed fan base. I just don't have the platform for it to develop as I went to businesses before and they told me what you need our help for, and it was just like the endorsement. So now I'm on undrafted journey as I'm just wanting to play, and like we already explained, the role models have to work on their fan. The second I can, and this is what makes people jealous, the second I can sign with a team, I can go down the street. I can go, the second I sign with a team, And I think that's what got because the last two head coaches of the Falcons love me. All the head coaches. But so it's always the GM. And like I said, and like I said, so you know, they hate that it's just booming so loud that I did so much for Georgia. And then, other states, I'm like, well, you guys look weird doing that because that means I should be picked up. That's a stalk. You feel me? However word way you want to put it. So that being said, then when I talked to because I've been in front of judges before, and they rolled their eyes because I'm the battery. That's the better way to put it. They don't want to pick up the battery. They don't want to pick up the battery and then invert it the bullshit. So I am known as a never hit a girl person, never put my hands on a girl person. I will pick a girl up if she's bleeding, leaking. The safest way to go to the ambulance. I am not known. If I people supposed to go, Semaine? No, I need to hear the story. From him. I need to hear what then, because it's just like people know that I don't get down like that. So, like I said, I'm being very cool with girls, and I don't want to touch a girl. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be the one that if a girl is bleeding, leaking, and needs to be picked up and took to the doctor or just home, I'll be the one to pick her up and take her to the safest, fastest, and undamaged mentally, physically, emotionally. And etc. So that going on, I work places and people be like, damn, he respects girls so much. And I just be like, I'm known for being disrespectful. No, you a lame. I said, yes, I am. And then they roll their eyes because I'm happy with being called a lame and I'm not lame or something. Instead of I'm happy being a lame. So there'd be that whole function. Got my chin busted. And that was proof that I knew judges roll their eyes, like I said, because I'm the battery of the whole situation. Ghost Recon is a raider. That was the story. Because like I was saying in the beginning, it's like I don't sleep. I'm a weird baby. But that goes back to how I was born. As I told myself I was a C-section. I said, I'm a C-section. But no. So that being said, as I was quiet, and it was a lot of American politicking for the baby being born, because the silence of what was being followed in the air had to mean it has to be that baby, because they tell you when someone dies, a baby is born. So a silence happened in the atmosphere. And this goes back to, obviously, if it's that ancient name, and I'm old, I'm old, so. And a falling technique. And so I was very quiet, always working on his belly. And then I wasn't born with, I was born with skin, but I wasn't born. I was born with my body throbbing, but I wasn't complaining. So my body was throbbing, but I did not complain. So, they already was trying to say It's child's play. So that being said, it's a lot of things that get your lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Like here it go. Got a song called It's Obvious. They don't want to make it obvious. They never wanted to pick me. Get your lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Want to be the deployer of that. And so yeah, so everywhere I work, there's always some person that get this KISSING from, even if it wasn't work, it was school. And you know, that plays with my head because, you know, I just want to be a friend. And if I can't be your friend because the noise in the air, like I'm talking, that's childish. And, you know, I'm like, well, let me get my, you know, as a growing up environment where I'm like, well, what girls wanted to talk to y'all before on day one of school? Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I'm mature. So, you know, like a teacher, like a 2013 Bethel teacher. Go ahead, Valley. Rubik's Cube. Think of AI. Okay, so that being said, as that goes, that's that Louis Vuitton stuff. That was before the Super Bowl, so there's another. So I use another bank. The bank reaffirm the bank, the bank, and I'm just saying all this before I give y'all this altitude and attitude. As attitude or whatever to the situation of proof. This should happen now. Everything I'm talking about, because, you know, I've watched people's undrafted, and not a lot of it, just them having being on a all right, let's just finally shut him up. Instead of let's delay him so he can't play. Let's just shut him up. Go prove that. Go prove that. Go prove that. No, they don't. I don't have no one that wants me to prove I suck. Not LA Fitness. I can't go on LA Fitness. I'll be watching. I'm like, they be echoing. I'm gonna go because, like I said, I'm known as that comedian. How you pick him up? And y'all act like we're just trying to cloud it up. So I just watch and dribble around, and they trying to watch me dribble around. Oh, you know what that is, right? That's illegal. But, you know, and I guess I get to coaching, and then I'll watch the Hawks play. And, you know, like I said about the Falcons, Super Bowl is not that far from. So, you know, the Hawks was, like I said, on a post on a video not too long ago about my school basketball. It's not that far to put, you know, and then obviously I was roaring. Yeah, I'll play anybody at South Connect. And then it started talking about that goddamn cookies. But we're not gonna bring up no names so it can yodel. So that being said, it don't make no sense, right? So I'm not about embarrassing people, right? And I'm just proud to be an American. Okay, so oh man. Let's just keep it at that. I'm gonna say this joke later, but okay. I'm gonna say this joke later, like I was talking about a person. But okay, so as I'm that type of popular number 4. before social media. So obviously the people that was born when the radio were troubleshooters of the radio, and they either got their own radio station or part of that team sorority, or for lack of better words. And then the people that were born with the TV and watched the TV, that's where the get a trip to Las Vegas came from. Part of that, turn to the right channels at the right time, go DJ. And then pagers, help the mafia exist, and then people's pages be like, and then they be like, they from this part of, to phones, to, yeah, I needed this phone because my pager went off. So the people that use the phone right, and then had the goddamn tag team, and then social. I'm part of the troubleshooting for the social media. So I think I said in my last video about how quick some people blow up. I'm part of, from people selling CDs to music videos coming out. That's another thing. I'm social, so I got my sweepstakes, and like I said, it's LV'd. So, and then our construction work is always appreciated. That momentum, and so that was like kids meals watching that. They look at that all the time. They see they got no ceiling, but I can't call it my. I got a lot of mileage. So, I'm a busy person that knew when I can't go to LA Fitness when I want, something's happening. And this is my undrafted journey, because I didn't go to LA Fitness because I was busy. I was either working, making money, didn't have the car, or I'm being followed. And I didn't say get your lemonade. So just to throw that out there, that's how I just confirmed that at 3752, because it's battleships. No one, this shouldn't hurt no one's feelings, because before I was born, we could say this. Not everybody's supposed to have kids. So if my mom just echoed, thank God I was born. Because I didn't mean that like that. And someone has to be mature to say that to someone that's going to deploy lemonade stands off of what's premeditated to the momentum. Because it's not hard to go. Zemaine had AP Calculus, AP Economics, whatever high extra classes, and then a gym class, and who cares? And then you do a year of that. That's a whole business. And turning the school back to the library it was first as in high school. So we're forgetting how important that is. And then the troubleshooting of social media being you feel me? Because they rank, like I said, from year one rabbit hole, because it's not the first year history repeats, to 1920 football, to pager, even going, like I said, radio, pager, phone, they rank the people of how they use it. So, you know, if you just don't want to help with that project, that's your project. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, trying to be the first two-way player, and it's a lot of animosity because the check and balance from radio to pager to phone to social media. Because I wasn't born in social media. So, you know, I'm part of doing the race. And I like not being known. Just, you know, there's nothing to hide. I can back up. Everybody knows everything the man says is legit. It's someone tried. It's leave me alone. It's not no, I want to yell for fun. I wish I can label it that, but that's not how his main is. So I can still be that person. People talk like. So the situation is people felt like they built up this body of energy their from the first race sweepstakes, and then the adults that say the first race sweepstakes didn't start there. You're just born and now seeing how the game goes. Conscious on the forefathers, really the real one. So then that goes to what you learn really in social studies and etc. And obviously that's what the who cares and who cares. So, you know, I don't know. I don't want to take away from being there as a gentleman at my school. Obviously I can't because I feel the vibe, right? Feel the vibe, shot. But the whole, you know, because I care, and who cares? A lot, you know, and teachers loved that I would come in their class and be like, all right, no, who's not going to be quiet today? So we can understand coaches that was trying to go, wait a minute, we're a team, okay? Just because you don't know nothing about sports or something like that, they couldn't do that. Oh, I'm leaving. So that being said, as I took away lemonade stands of trafficking, and made my mom think that shit, I just gotta build it, and the way you do it, I can be wealthy in a second or something. So that, you know, we get the whole get together, that it's a whole, like I said, gathering. It's a whole come together from, I wanted to be that person for radio. I wanted to be that person for music videos, pagers, phones. I wanted to be that person for social media. And it's just like, well, I'm just a manufacturer. I'm not being that person. That's what I'm saying. But it would, the AP calculus, it wouldn't exist. You're not that smart. Just be real. I'm doing it, and you're like, got Google Gaga. You don't ever know what this is, son. Oh, you can't have this gun. So, that being said, that's the hate that I have. And like I said, I'm trying to be a two-way player. And then, you know, I wrestled. So me seeing people's facial expression, me able to read facial expressions, I always could do it as a kid. So that's how they avoid me doing it in wrestling. But then so argue like I don't know how to do it. And it's just like, no, it's not up to nobody else. It's only for the people that want to help. And people want to help. And that's what the situation, people want to help. And that's what I'm about to show this video for. Well, we're just going to listen. Okay. Because the situation is this.
Surface sweeper, dry cloths, grab
Jump the satellites.
We're done.
Bank.
This is ready.
Bank. Can you do that?
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser powers through tough messes.
And voila.
Yeah, I've learned quite a few things. Too quiet in here.
Because this is Las Vegas. Okay, so there's a momentum. Like I said, what people built from that gathering of why you got to be the kid, and they're like, yes, he's the man of the house. I said, I'm the bullet catcher. If I call myself the man of the house, and I have an older brother, my mom's going to.
I'd like to welcome everybody to today's press conference. We'll begin with some opening remarks from Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis.
The oldest man in the.
How's everybody doing today?
I respect everybody's personal space.
Turn this down a bit.
So, but what we're not going to deny.
As y'all know, 2021 was quite a season for the Raiders. Ups and downs. But in October, we got shook to the core when our head coach resigned. 5 games into the season.
You get what I'm saying?
And at that time, we had to make a quick decision on who was going to lead the Raider team that John and Mike Mayock had built for this season. And after careful consideration, what is the special teams coach? Number one, because we felt it would be less distraction than taking, say, Gus Bradley from defense or maybe Tom Cable from offensive line.
That whole gathering, as I'm
despite the fact that we didn't get where we wanted to get to this year, and that's the Super Bowl this week.
Super Bowl.
I'm so proud, and they should be so proud of the job that they did. With all the chaos, and I will call it chaos, going around the team, and not only with the things that were going on off the field, but on the field as well.
Some people didn't go backwards. I went,
and everything else. They truly went the Raider way, and I'm really so grateful to Rich Bisaccia and the rest of the coaching staff for what they did.
It wasn't supposed to be stamped.
When John resigned, we immediately went into another aspect, and that was to start checking into who we thought might be coaching candidates and potentially GM candidates, if that were going to be the case, if we're going to go that way. And we put together quite a list. And when the season ended, we decided we wouldn't start our process of interviewing until the playoffs were over for us. So once we finished our final game, we put together a committee which consisted of Darren Ventrelli, Tom Delaney, myself, and a fellow by the name of Ken Herrock, who was actually the ringleader of this. And we had about 12 people that we brought in. We initially started. The first person we interviewed was Rich Bisaccia. It was a 5-hour interview. It was fantastic. Rich was great.
Go try to shut me up.
Then we went into doing general managers.
No, I want to watch them go there too. I want to watch.
So we went through that process
too.
With Ken actually asking the questions, us listening, and then near the end of each interview, we would interject our questions as well.
Because in the end, what was really bad was getting politicking, like I was trying to say,
well
there we go again, right?
It was extensive, exhaustive, and today I'd like to introduce the new general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders.
But
from
because I just want to say, I don't think that way. So if I hear that,
John Carroll University,
I gotta give
and that's Dave Ziegler.
I gotta separate. That's all I did. And that's
come up. I appreciate it.
It's nothing to say. We can politic.
And he does deserve a hand, guys.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome, Dave. Appreciate it. What I'd like to do is just have Dave let you know a little bit about himself, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Okay.
Well, first, I want to thank everyone for being here today and taking time out of your day, those in the room and those watching outside of the room. First, I want to thank Mark and the committee that was involved in the hiring process. It was a very thorough process, a detailed process, and I know they interviewed a lot of quality candidates. So it's really an honor for them to select me as the next general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders and to represent Raider Nation.
That was so fun.
His passion for the Raiders, his commitment to my beliefs and what's important to me to make this organization, championship caliber organization, and his commitment
to 2 decades older. I got 2 decades
to winning, and his energy
older
made this job highly desirable for me and my family.
And boom, bada bing.
The stadium, the facilities, the weight room, the training room, the locker room. I could go on and on.
Go on and on.
It really is. It harkens back to a phrase made famous by the late Al Davis. There really is a commitment to excellence when you walk into this building and when you walk into the stadium.
Saved Al Davis. That's what I heard.
The phrase commitment to excellence resonates with many of my core beliefs and a lot of the foundational pieces that will be important
doing
to
is
building a
everybody
championship
knows,
culture here.
Because
we'll be an organization that lives in the details.
Even if you bring me
no
in,
task will be too small.
Follow me. Like I was saying,
every task will be measured with the same standard of excellence.
So what we're hearing is what's not getting.
We will hire excellent people that are driven by team.
Cadence
and that are loyal to our cause.
Cadence talk.
We'll strive to have high-end communication at all levels of the organization, which takes effort and takes time to build. We'll be demanding, but never demeaning. We'll invest in the growth of our employees and have them reach their goals.
I said something about
the fabric of our culture will be to evaluate and evolve consistently and constantly our processes and our people to make sure that we are always operating at a championship level.
Of those things.
Being committed to the standard of excellence is going to occur from the top down, and it's what it will take to build this organization into an organization that consistently competes for championships. I would be remiss not to thank some people that helped me get here. As Mark mentioned, I was, attended John Carroll University, and I'll get to that. But first, I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for my wife, Carissa, and my kids, Asher, Georgina, and Camden. Carissa is the true GM of my family. If you know me and you know us, you know that she handles everything. She's extremely talented in her own right, and just a blessing to have in my life. And is really, again, is a major part of me being here today.
You cannot.
My mom and dad, my brother and sister, who are probably trying to watch online somewhere, their love and support has always been constant and has always driven me to succeed. And also my extended family, who taught me the value of a strong work ethic and doing the right thing.
Trying to watch somewhere.
My in-laws, Ron and Anita, also have been very supportive as we've bounced around from Denver and moved multiple times over the last 10 years. They've always been by our side and have always been supportive of our vision.
Because we myself
quickly, my family in Talmadge, Ohio, which is where I was born and raised. I have a large support system in Talmadge. That's where you learn. That's where I learned to compete every day. It's a small town. It's a sports crazed town, and it was football, basketball, baseball. That's what you did. That's what your identity was about, and that's where I really learned to compete. Two coaches I have to recognize quickly. My head high school coach, Jeff Ferguson, and there were two people that pushed me beyond limits that I thought I could push myself both physically many times, mentally and emotionally. And they were big parts of who I am today.
That right there would have been
the John Carroll community, which runs deep in the NFL and runs deep in many coaching circles from college to high school. The high standards and the commitment to serving others is something that I learned there, and is something that I take with me every day when I come into work. I must thank the Patriot Organization, Robert, Jonathan Kraft, for their first-class treatment of me and my family. Of course, Bill Belichick, who has been a great teacher to me in all things football. And Nick Casario, who I've known for a very long time, who brought me to New England, who taught me many of the ins and outs of the scouting system that I believe in today. In closing, it is an honor to represent Raider Nation in this historic franchise. And there will be one focus from here going forward. And simply put, it'll be to just win, baby. Thank you.
this sway the majority of authority on the balcony. And when you battle
before we get into questions and everything, there's somebody else I'd like to introduce.
I forgot what the game is called.
The next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders from
John Carroll
University.
Battleship, really.
Mr. Josh McDaniel.
And so we got down myself, those watching outside many times. You're trying to watch somewhere. The late save Al Davis.
Thank you to everybody for being here today, and for those of us that are not here and join us online, I appreciate you being here. I'd like to begin by thanking Mr. Davis, Dan Ventrelli, the entire Raiders organization. It's been an incredible experience for me the last 3 or 4 days here, getting to know the people in the organization. It's been a thorough process. They've been very candid. I understand the vision that they have in mind. That's been clear from the beginning, what they're looking for. Seeing the stadium, the facility, and again, every person that I've met thus far, you can tell where this organization is headed, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
And who cares?
I'm also excited to partner with Dave Ziegler, who is not only a friend of mine, but we go back a long way, and I have a great deal of respect for him, his ability to do the job that he's been hired to do here, evaluate, lead our personnel and scouting department. And he's a hard worker, tireless in his effort to do anything that he can to help the football team win. And I'm excited to join in our vision together. I would also like to thank the New England Patriots organization, Robert, Jonathan Kraft, Coach Belichick. 18 years. I was very fortunate to learn and grow in a world-class organization, a first-class environment.
Of course you would.
Learned so many things from them. Feel fortunate that me and my family were able to go through that experience. And now
emptiness.
Here I am today. My family, starting with Laura, my wife, she's my biggest supporter. She's the rock and head coach of our crew back home. My 4 kids,
me and Dave,
Jack,
our friends,
Maddie, Livy, and Nina,
and
who
in Las
are
Vegas, that
excited to
say
join.
It's not happening at Las
Nation.
Vegas. It's happening at Las Vegas.
They're obviously my biggest support system, and they've helped me chase my dreams and goals professionally. And it would be impossible without their support. My mom and dad. That's why I'm in this profession today. My father was a head football coach, high school football coach. He's a legend in Ohio. He didn't like me to say that, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that. And I've been going to practices since I was 4 or 5 years old, and my mother's because I tell her all the time she's the best.
A good
mother
sparring
partner
knows
when I was
who
growing
Josh
up that I could ask for. She knew what 3 technique was, what punt protection was, and so we got an earful from her.
Mark ain't mighty with
their support has been incredible in my life and certainly in my career.
You feel me? He probably would have tried to do me like,
I didn't talk about
you want me to say that, do you?
Coaches, that I've worked with.
You want me to say that, do you? You try to watch somewhere.
Personal advancement in this profession is only as the result of the collective efforts of everybody else. And certainly,
that's why I can get
I thank them.
It's just like I said from the TV, troubleshooting TV.
The last 10 to 12 years, I've really had an opportunity to grow as a person, as a coach, as a man. And try to figure out, after my experiences in Denver and St. Louis, who I am, how I wanted to be defined in my career, what I wanted to represent, and how I would lead the next time if I got another opportunity to be a head coach. And I've it's crystallized for me. I'm clear in the vision that I have for this role, for this job, for this team, and I'm going to be myself. And I think that's really
be himself because he feel like they tried to.
And our organization as we go forward. I'm the son of a football coach, and I don't apologize for that. I knew I wanted to do this since I was 4 or 5 years old, and I love everything about this game. I love the practices. I love the weight room. I love the film study. I love the winning and losing, even though nobody wants to lose. That's how you get better in this game.
Ziegler,
and all the challenges that are presented in terms of trying to reach your ultimate goal in this profession. All of those things are part of the process. And if you didn't love part of that process, it would be a problem. And I love to work hard. I'm going to be committed to the cause, which has been made very clear to me. I know it's clear to Dave. I value character, hard work, loyalty. Those are really important things to me. And I also think that it's really important as I've grown and understand now how important it is to evolve, to innovate, to do new things, to try to figure out new ways for us to continue to try to be the best. A wise man once told me that when you're young, you try to accumulate and advance. And when you get older, you figure out that it's a lot more about serving and impacting others. And I think I've gone through both phases, and I learned a lot through my experiences. And now I'm excited to have that opportunity to consistently impact other people. And I'm competitive. And everything that I do and I'm involved in, I want to compete to try to be the best we can be. I think our team will show that day in and day out. I think that's the best way for us to reach our potential, is to compete in every aspect of our organization. The mission here, Mr. Davis has made it very clear to me. We're committed to doing whatever it takes to win on and off the field. It's very important for us to be a pillar in the community, to do the right thing, to represent this organization, Raider Nation, the city of Las Vegas with class and integrity. And we'll do that. We're going to build a culture that is sustained by high character people that work hard to meet that championship standard in every area. We want a tough, smart football team that's explosive. That's important.
Explosive. That's important. Hold on.
That can adapt.
Hey, get it, man.
I think that's really important.
That's really important. That's important. That's what I'm saying. Because I know what I'm hearing when it comes to my babies.
The organization itself has, like I said, made such an impression on me in such a short time.
It's such a great
we're going to represent that organization the right way. There'll be one rope.
Think that I just deem
from
people
Mr. Davis on down. We're going to pull it in the same direction. It's like if I was a teacher. And we have one goal, and if we're all pulling in the same direction, we can accomplish a lot of great things. There will be a million moments that contribute to the success of this organization, and this will be the first one. To our players and fans, we're committed in our pursuit of excellence. Whatever we have to do to achieve our goals, we're going to put our head down. We're going to work hard. We're going to put great people in this building in every area. We're going to do what it takes for us to achieve
because I'm be attractive
that vision. And in closing, I feel blessed to the people that have impacted me along the way. Starting with my mom and dad, my family have played such an important role in me being here today. I've been patient. I've been selective.
We need to rezone
maybe to a fault sometimes. People wanted me to do things a little earlier than maybe
so what
I
I'm
did
talking about is.
But it was going to take a special place.
I have a swayed
for
majority
me
around me. I have a
to really
momentum
leave where I was.
That people saying you got to make us know what you mean.
In Las Vegas, and
if we don't know what you mean,
I thank Mr. Davis again for having the faith in me to lead this team as the head coach. And I know that the greatness of the Raiders is in its future.
You're as
and I can't wait to get started.
worthless as the next person. But I don't have to be the captain. When y'all say if I could just be the person that listens to coach.
Get to questions, I just want to say one
thing.
Then
coach listens so much that I'm a coach that I go, that's my baby. Because I want to be a coach.
We met in the hallway as we were passing. It was before the interview process was going to start. And I said, hey, I introduced myself and everything. And he said, he looked me in the eye and he said, there's one thing.
Right? They can't
was a fumble.
Who cares? And like I said,
so Raider Nation, if you're worried, he's already come over to the dark side.
And I'm the leader of the disease.
All right, guys, that's your story. We'll open it up for questions. We have microphones on either aisle. Please state your name and affiliation. Go ahead.
Okay, guys. Hi. So I'm going to unbox the Dyson Airwrap. Whenever I shop with Google, I know I can see a ton of user reviews to tell me exactly what I need to know about the product. This actually makes curling both so easy. Oh my God, that looks so good.
So, I'm just trying to go to my bank. You know what I'm saying? Georgia
Vinny Buster with Las Vegas Review-Journal. This is for Josh and Dave. You mentioned that you were patient, and there have been reports that over the years there have been overtures made, for you and to be head coaches elsewhere. What was it about this organization that made you say, okay, this is the one that I want to leave New England for?
When you go through this process, like I said, I was very impressed with how exhausted they were, just in their evaluation of me and my fit and how I would fit into their vision. And then you come out and you spend time with them.
Who's it
you
for?
Meet the people. You see that everything's done in a first-class manner. Their commitment to winning is easy to feel, to see. And to me, walking through this building and having a sense of the history and tradition of this organization and how much that impacts, the day-to-day here, it really hit me.
Where's the emptiness at?
This is one of those iconic places, and it's a historic organization.
So it breaks my heart.
That has unbelievable history and tradition, and it's in every hallway. And so I just, getting to know
that's
them,
entrepreneur
feeling their commitment, and understanding that really married up with what my vision would be for another opportunity. It was easy to make the choice.
Booming entrepreneurship.
Everyone is Tashawn Reed from The Athletic.
That means if you don't,
when it comes to personnel and roster construction, what's sort of the vision for how the decision-making process will happen between whether it's McDaniels or Ziegler?
That boy wanted me to put an asterisk
just to clarify in terms of how we're going to make decisions.
Yes, in terms of just like transactional, drafting, roster construction, how's that decision-making process?
Sure. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, as the general manager and as the one leading the charge on the scouting side and personnel and college and pro, that direction will come from me. In terms of
Bill Belichick's not there, so you got more power.
Obviously, you're
the same guy.
Josh and I are
you get brought in
tied in many ways
to be worse
of how to build a team and
they didn't take you off the leash
in terms of the players
for a more dangerous
is very connected
play city.
But at the end of the day, when it's time to make decisions on personnel, while we'll work together, those final decisions will be made by me.
Myself.
Ed Graney, Review-Journal. Mark, I'll give Vinny's question to you now. You talked about the process. Can you talk about when you came down to the decision of the two gentlemen you're sitting by, what stood out to you that made this decision for you?
We're going to get two more.
I've been watching Josh for many years for certain reasons other than
because we want to
keep
the teamwork together.
The success of the Patriots and watching them over the years, I've seen them do it with Tom Brady, of course, the greatest of all time. But I also saw the development of Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. And then I saw it with Matt Castle. I saw him be able to win with him and make Matt Castle the hottest free agent commodity in the market. Then I saw him do it this year with a rookie quarterback. I've just always seen the Patriots as a team that not only adapts from week to week or half to half, but maybe even series to series. I just believe in Josh's ability to assess the situation and make the changes
you want to
in
bring
real
those
time.
momentums in.
And that's always been something that's impressed me. On the side of Dave, with their personnel and everything, it's a lot of no names that they do it with. And every now and then, they'll bring in a big name free agent, but he fits a spot. And that kind of reminded me of the old. Get out of him! We used to be able to do that. And I tease him because they took a player from us, a guy by the name of Randy Moss. And I told him, you got Randy Moss, and you couldn't even win with him. And the funny part about that is they won 18 games, but they lost one.
That whole momentum we tried to get.
I really just, again, in watching
this is all good.
This sport
I
for a long time.
the journey, got emptiness many times.
To the field by the Patriot organization. And knowing that Josh was a huge part of that. And talking to people that are also part of the Patriot organization that I know in my network of people, I got the feeling that this was the right guy.
Josh, Hondo Carpenter with Sports Illustrated. Most coaches, when they take over a team, it's in disaster mode. You get a double-digit fifth seed in the AFC West.
Yep.
but you also get a top 5 quarterback. How appealing was it for you to come to an organization with a quarterback like Derek Carr?
Yeah, I mean, Derek's won a lot of games in this league, and we've competed against each other a number of times, and I have a lot of respect for him. He certainly did a good job this year leading their offense, and I spoke with him yesterday. We had a great conversation. Looking forward to actually getting to meet him and get to know him as a person, as a human being, and then getting to work, in terms of developing our offense this year into what it's going to be. But there's no question that we have the capacity and capability of winning with Derek here. We all know that. And I look forward to the challenge of trying to grow not only Derek, but everybody on the roster to try to reach our potential. I never feel like a player is a finished product. And our job as coaches is to continue to identify places where we might be able to get better and work hard to try to improve. And I know he's completely on board with that. Again, we had a great conversation, and I look forward to our relationship.
And who cares?
This is Chris Matthews from KLAS TV here in Vegas. Can I just ask both of you, Dave and Josh, what are maybe a couple of the key principles? You mentioned you're tied in many ways. Maybe a couple of the key principles that you bring from New England to Las Vegas with yourselves?
They keep.
Well, I would say some of the things that I hit on earlier when during my introduction are really some of the key principles in terms of, and I would say more like foundationally within the organization in terms of, the attention to detail, in terms of a high standard in everything that we do.
Because the thing is,
and also, I'd say communication and collaboration and roster building.
People go to Las Vegas
together.
and lose their mind.
And I think those are some key elements.
The commotion of that momentum
that
being
are really
set
important
is
to our
gone
process. When it comes to players specifically, we always talk about it, and it really is important and it's simple, but smart, tough, dependable, and players that love football. And, obviously there's a lot of different elements that you can also keep on top of that. But at the very core, those are the things that we're going to look at. Those are the things that are important to us. And those are some really foundational pieces for us when we look at this, this organization and building it how we want it to look.
It's quiet.
Dave said it perfectly. And it's hard to have a tough, smart football team that's explosive, that plays well under pressure, unless you're committed in every avenue of those are the type of people we're going to bring in.
Now everybody's like,
and so it requires discipline to do that.
Josh, you know what I mean?
For how we feel best about trying to win. And you're going to have to, there's a lot of commitment across the board in our organization to being able to field a team that represents those qualities and those characteristics.
Never ridiculed.
And I would just add, before we move on, that when you're building a team, it's not just about acquiring talent. It's about acquiring talent and putting talent in the right spots, but it's also about building a roster from top to bottom that is competitive, that competes every day, that has depth.
That is a great work to meet all those.
And those are also key elements that I think we've learned through our time in the league that really allows you to sustain and win during a long NFL season. And having the right people in the right spots, in the right roles. And we're very role specific in how we look at things. Are a couple other key elements to what we
myself,
believe in
emptiness, many times outside. Those watching.
Levi Edwards, Raiders doc.
Okay. So that being said, as I just want to, what do we have here?
Meet Litter Robot, the revolutionary self-cleaning litter box that eliminates the chore of scooping.
So that's that whole understanding come together, and we get teamwork. We get a gathering. We get emptiness many times outside. Those watching, and I'm trying to watch somewhere. And what did I unlock by saying bracket on? I know what's going on. And the situation also is the way that I portray myself and take and work to the situation where other people won't be blindsided for getting their opportunities. So what does that do to me? That makes me. So with that all understood, and the scenario of how people want to help, people say the world's always been moving like the wrong way, and that doesn't make it right. So then also, it should be a quick today. Now hold on, because I need to go find it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go find the cadence of today, right?
And I have a long history. Take it for granted. Football has long been in my family. My husband is an NFL veteran. He was a strong safety for 2 teams I won't mention because we're all a part of Raider Nation today.
No, all that, like many times outside, what I got from that is, okay, so it's a whole understanding where people's like, he's not going to lawsuit, so we're like this. And like, but it's not about I'm not going to lawsuit and get to my economics. It's about thank God. Now let's help him, because somebody's going to want to help him, knowing you know how much money you got, and they're like, no, let's just go get them, and then we're gonna be like, and that's where you draw the line. That's where it's who cares. You get what I'm saying? And we have the whole situation mapped out. The whole situation. He moved, I'm going to move. You get what I'm saying? Like, he moved, I'm going to move. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a speed to do that at. There was a time pace, because people are used to my momentum, me moving on that type of linear, and them linear breaching, or, you know, the Bible. I call the Bible God's military book. So just so you know, sins is another word for linear breaching. Stop your linear breaching. It's easier said than done. Stop. Repent your sins.
Redskins Nightly News. One note we missed. Mike Espy sat out to practice this afternoon with my jersey, man. I really appreciate the support, man. I am, man. And this is the new one with the logo, and fans can get these the Redskins story W's. You're going to be a happy man.
Because I didn't say nothing about
I see that you're sporting my jersey, man. I really appreciate this. Welcome back to the Redskins Nightly News.
I didn't say nothing about I need a certain number after all of this. You know what I'm saying? We're in a big whiplash of how respectful I am. That would call me sneaky respectful. And I'm not sneaky respectful. So it's just simple. What do we have here from creative minds and critical thinkers coming together, and we're used to me causing critical thinking in people. So we're saying I'm asking for this from this critical, and I'm not asking for that. But the situation is, let's get better. Like, and that's where people fall off and wish they didn't, because the critical thinking they was on but couldn't keep it up with their attention span, or they can, but it's not the speed of other people's critical thinking, so they want to leave other people out or be like, wait for me. Right, Ziegler? It's a whole situation that if you never learned how to critical think like that, you would never been on that situation where you could threat, coercion, ultimatum somebody, and then think that you got to a critical thinking attention span that still doesn't matter. So that's just where I'm at with it on another undrafted journey. Other people can use the satellites because they was troubleshooters of a team. You know what I'm saying? They was troubleshooters on a more a smaller, and they get their sweepstake points. They get their money for it. They get their old economics for it. The teams will give them a chance. They just got to show that they want that money. Me, if I show I want that money, then I shouldn't survive. That's being cocky because you worked hard. Like, and it's just common sense. That's not right. I'm not going to ask for nothing that's not mine, nor does that mean I'm claiming something that's not mine. Now, you get what I'm saying? Because people be like, if I ruled the world, everything's mine. You know what I'm saying? If you ruled the world, it's not your head. You got told many times, and the emptiness of many times, this is all your old economics got you to. Don't be jealous that, dang, I'm not as polite as him, and I was stern on what I work for. I should be able to finesse him out of what's his, because what is that, y'all? That's that thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just understanding that I am a OCD freak. I'm like, it's not a uncontrolled, obviously. It's all about being that organized. So people be like, oh my God, he's so OCD. We can provoke him, not understanding that I was already following provocation. You feel me? I already knew from how big that I wanted to nurture critical thinkers. What would it take? What would it become? What it could not become, and how long it might take.
Okay. Yeah, these are gonna be.
We're gonna bank it again. Like, so it's just that understanding. And it was so. Who is this? And it was so boring. Like, Jesus. As we hear that echo now in the silence, I'll even flush the toilet for y'all. Because I like being the sacrifice. Obviously, the building of, I was just trying to make any team. I had my sweepstakes for many teams. I troubleshoot a lot of teams. And then people building a stadium in Las Vegas when, it was echoing, oh, we'll never get a football team. That's dangerous as hell. You need the right person for that. And I was like, because, it all, branches together, dribbles together, and etc. And who cares? Because a stadium got built in Las Vegas because of who cares. And then people got things like, oh no, that you don't care. So who cares still gets what's supposed to, and that's what the battle is, and it should not be a battle. Oh, it's a battle. Did you hear what we just said? Say my name. No, I'm just going to asterisk that. And no, if we don't win the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, it's because and that's all for today, folks. You know, part 5 undrafted journey. I didn't mean to have to just talk it out. I wanted to go around Georgia and finally get to politic the way that I never got to politic with people, because people didn't want to hear who cares more conversations, because I wasn't going to politic. I was going to say, well, what does it take to make a team and stuff like that. People didn't want to hear that. So, you know, just being able to have class and be that who cares, and then the momentum that I'm not in school no more, and who cares. Yeah, it was supposed to. So, and then I was like, oh, whatever. He's a grown man. And then me trying to get jobs and working hard in jobs. And then people getting tired of hearing the customers tell them who cares. And then I'm like, well, I just have to do 3 years out of high school. I always wanted to try out. But then, like I said, the jealousy of who cares. And, you know, of why they built the stadium. Of who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I'm going all over the world. Who cares? Who cares? So you got to calm down. I swear the majority trying to tell me I troubleshooted social media, and now I'm annoyed with notifications. And that's like, that is a crazy following. You get what I'm saying? That the by view counter won't show. Can I get a... And that's who the main ward is. Rated Z, leader of disease. The troubleshooter, Detective Webpoolz is, and couldn't put a habeas corpus in. And usually when places get Tetris like that, and the mafia can show up, because who else supposed to show up? But then Pangea's not a theory, start to ricochet. So then people are in a freeze moment. You feel me? Or froze. Like the system is froze. The monetary system is froze. National debt keep rising. So the saving of the people, because who cares, gets louder, and etc. causes the situation of the delay to we can't pay. And because I gotta explain it right. If I don't explain it right, then they can go ahead and go. Okay. So that's just the way life has been going for more than a year, and people like, a year that's going like that? Crazy. And it's just like, actually it's been 2 decades. But alright, y'all have a good one. We got down from the we, myself, and you know, it's Las Vegas, which is about stock and knowing how to gamble right. Those watching outside, many times the troubleshooter, you're trying to watch somewhere. I'm trying to watch somewhere, and then with my ancient name from, I think I said in the video, they used to be like, you go like this, yes. you have girls in your dorm, because it's all to that damn takedown. Who cares? So that's why I know about the late saved Al Davis, because he knows the story of the position he was in, and he will tell you his ancestors didn't die. And who cares? All right, y'all have a good one.